Welcome to Heiko Shaves. My name is Heiko. Windows open. Yeah, it's time for another shave. I have 3 days of growth in my face, or maybe it's almost 4 days. And I have a brand new razor here, or brand new to me, which is the RazoRock Lupo 95 Stainless Steel Open Comb. Or let's read it off the webpage. RazoRock Stainless Steel Lupo Open Comb 95 double-edged razor. Proudly made in Ontario, Canada. So this is the version 2. They started out with a non-stainless steel version and had all kinds of different Lupo versions. They have a 58, 72, 95, and a 127, and then also a open comb variation, which this is. So this is a Lupo 95 open comb in stainless steel, all made in Ontario, Canada. So Lupo 58 has a 0.58 millimeter safety bar gap or blade gap. The 72 has a 0.72 millimeter safety bar. 0.95 for the Lupo 95, and then 1.27 for the Lupo 127. And yeah, this is all stainless steel. It's a 3-piece variation. Actually 4-piece, because it also has a little washer in between there. Nice thing about this compared to another RazoRock, I just gave it a bath and a wash and a disinfect because I bought this used. Just wanted to kill the cooties. The base plate is actually nicely engraved. What does it say there? RazoRock Lupo 95, made in Canada, and a serial number. And yeah, the typical 3-piece arrangement here with alignment tabs and the center threaded portion, and then a little nylon washer and a full stainless steel handle. They have a few different choices of handles that you can pick. I have another RazoRock over here somewhere, and I think I have the identical or very similar handle. So that seems to be kind of a theme. I have another RazoRock here somewhere. What am I thinking about? No, I don't. What am I talking about? I thought. The goat. I have the goat here somewhere. Where's the goat? The goat. I don't know where the goat is. What did I do with the RazoRock goat? It's not sitting next to it. I might have already put it away. So anyways, they pretty much do 3-piece razors. It's probably the easiest to make, and you have a few choices of handles. So Lupo 95 open comb stainless steel. We're going to use a different brand razor blade. The gentleman that sold me this razor used off of a Facebook shaving group also sent me some blades. And the blade of choice today is the Gillette Nasset. And we're going to use one of those. Never used it before. We'll find out. Looks like they have a little bit of wax on them. Some of you guys have mentioned that you care about that, or it bothers you. Yeah, I guess you get the wax all over the place. So you get the wax on your razor, and then that sticks pretty well. Pretty much typical installation here. Put the blade on. Put the base plate and the little washer on there, and then tighten up the handle. The blade tabs are covered. That's why they were probably talking about on their webpage. They were talking about one of the requests from customers for the version 2 was that the razor can rest on its side. So if you have the blade tab sticking out, maybe that's not the case. I really don't know. I wonder. No, my RazoRock German 37 can also rest on its side. So I don't know what that is all about. But yeah, blade alignment looks great. Quite some blade gap. Open comb, you know, that's already always a little bit more menacing and intimidating. The company has this little bit of an Italian vibe going on. So all their soaps and aftershaves are made in Italy. And their razors are kind of, you know, from all over the place. I don't know what the Lupo was modeled after. Maybe that's one of their original designs. The German 37 that I just mentioned is modeled after the Merkur 37, obviously. They have the GOAT, greatest of all time, which is also modeled after the Merkur 34. After the Merkur 34. Why do I not know what I did with this razor? I just had it here. I just used it the other day. Here's the 34 normal, but I don't see the RazoRock version of it. I bought it, I promise. I had it, I shaved, oh yeah. There's a goat. Found it. So again, similar handle, stainless steel, also a 3-piece. So anyways, since they have this little bit of an Italian vibe going on, I figured we're gonna use all Italian products. My absolute favorite, Parasso Green. And we're gonna start right out with Parasso Green pre-shave. I've been working on reducing my risk of getting ingrown hair. That has been pretty successful. I leave the ones that I had alone, and I think it's pretty much healed up. I just need to keep up on my procedure here. We're doing cold water shaves. We're gonna limit ourselves to 2 passes. We're gonna try to use some sort of pre-shave. We're gonna try to do some exfoliating face washes and such. I will also put some Thayers on after the shave before I use Parasso Green aftershave. So pre-shave is on. I just noticed that I forgot to fill my emesis. So emesis basin is filled. We are going to pick a Italian brush. Do I have anything Italian here? Not really. No Italian brush. Maybe Italian colors or a barbershop. You know, let's do DS Cosmetic, the Barber Pole design brush handle. Really nice long handle. Kind of modeled probably after the Simpson. They're all fairly similar, right? I like the length. Synthetic knot, so we don't need to pre-soak or anything. And then I get most of the water out. And we're going to go into Parasso Green soap here. And we're going to add some more water to it and just load up the brush. Just loading up. And then we're going to more or less face lather. I think that's plenty. That's plenty enough. Like that. There we go. And we will also have to add some more water. Parasso Green is pretty thirsty, it dries up pretty quickly. Nicely mentholated, cooling effect. This is actually one of the first brushes I bought for this channel. Now we're already past 2 years of shaving together. We're a little over 2,000 subscribers currently. I appreciate every single one of you guys. With all your tips and tricks, suggestions, video ideas, channel support. I'm still debating whether or not I should enable the member function and maybe be able to, with your support, be able to buy some fancy razors that you guys want to see here on this program. You know, some more exclusive stuff that I otherwise probably won't buy. That is a really nice lather and that feels really good. Nice and creamy, and off we go. So, open comb and quite a decent blade gap. I mean, they still have the 127, that's even more aggressive. And I didn't really have a choice because I bought it used. It just popped up on Facebook in one of those shave groups. And I was the first one to say, oh, I'll take it. I think I paid, forgot 60 bucks maybe? 75 bucks, stainless steel, all stainless steel. All right, here we go. Let's see how aggressive this thing is. Oh yeah. So the Gillette Nacet I've not used before. Huh, that's actually pretty good. I guess as long as you start out with low pressure and you're not immediately bearing down on your skin. Where are those Nacet blades made? Made in Russia. Oh, isn't that interesting? All right. Made in Russia. Don't hold it against me. Yeah, it seems to be a pretty nice sharp blade. I don't know how they hold up in long-term use if you use it 4, 5, 6 times. But for the first shave here, clearly nice and sharp, but man, this razor has some blade feel to it. we might have to compare this to the Müller R41. I still want to do a comparison between the Timeless Slim Open Comb and the Müller R41 to find out where that falls and how they stack up to each other. But this one has, I mean, it shaves really well. And the blade has no tendencies to tug or pull on your hair here, or on my hair. But it definitely has some blade feel. And I would say on my personal aggressiveness scale, I would say this falls at a 3. So somewhere in the middle. It's not the most aggressive I've used so far, but it's definitely a little higher than what I usually go for. Huh. But it gets the job done. It definitely gets the job done. The whole idea of the open comb is you take a lot of material away and you are opening up those gaps where the blade pretty much has no guard. You know, the close comb on a lot of brand web pages is called a guard. So here you open up the guard and you have always those gaps in between where the blade is pretty much completely exposed. And that obviously will add some efficiency to things. But if you push too hard, as you can see, if I push too hard, my skin kind of bulges out in between the prongs, and that could get me cut by the blade. Yeah, this is definitely one of those razors where you could probably do a one pass and be done. I really like how they designed it. They made those little cutouts here on the side to bring the cutting edge closer to the outer edge of the head here. Literally, I mean, the blade almost lines up exactly with the outside edge of the comb here. And then you just have this little bulge here to cover up the blade tabs. Really well made, I gotta say. I mean, quality is there. The handles are relatively generic because they are using them on all their different razors, but the head is definitely really nice. And if you wanted to, you could reach down into your collection box of other razor handles and put a green handle on. This is a little longer, made by Yachi, I think. Also stainless steel. So you can exchange razor handles and just go for the head. So I gotta say, let's do a quick little inspection here. This is already 90% clean, and really only in the areas where I want to be a little careful because of ingrown hair risk. I still have some left, but this is definitely one of those razors that you could do one gentle, or not gentle, one careful pass in the morning and be done with it. You know, I mean, that has taken off as much as some other razors would do in 2 passes. We're gonna do a second pass. We're gonna grab our DS Cosmetics brush one more time. We don't need to load up anymore. There is still so much lather left here. As you guys know, I don't wash off in between passes. I rather take some water and then spread out the remaining little flecks of lather off or out, kind of like a pre-shave again. And then I just lather right over top of it. And we want to add some more water. Nice and cold and refreshing, the menthol. Just lovely. Look at that. All right, let's put that out of the way. And we're going to do a second pass with a different handle. Why not, huh? Let's do it. When you grab a aggressive razor or a more aggressive razor like this one here, You just got to realize that it's more aggressive and more efficient and has more blade exposure and all that good stuff. And you got to take it down a notch on your pressure. As long as you do that, you respect the thing, you can shave with it without risk. And then also use the tricks like most everyone else, you know, inflate your cheeks so you don't have any wrinkles, or you're cutting into your wrinkles so you do, you know. And then also looking up, just stretching out your skin on your neck so you're not gonna cut that. Now we're going with the grain really. Earlier I did against the grain down here. Very good. I mean, if you're careful, you can get a incredibly efficient and quick shave out of this. Around your lips, you also have to be careful. Especially with the more aggressive razors. Since on the razors that have a little bit more blade exposure, the blade is more exposed. If you have anything exposed on your skin, like little lumps or bumps, you will most likely cut those off. I tell you guys, this is probably BBS or pretty close. Let's check. Yeah, this is... You know, there are a bunch of guys that have lots of experience in wet shaving with DE razors, and they say that they rather use a efficient or aggressive razor like this one here and be done with it, you know, and there's something to be said about that. Instead of doing 3 passes and still not being 100% clean, this here is pretty much it. There's a couple zones like here I could probably do some touch up. But is it really necessary is the question. And since I have had a little bit of some skin issues, I want to take it easy. And man, that was a pleasant surprise. It is aggressive and you have to respect it and keep the pressure down. But with a little bit of skin prep, maybe some pre-shave, a nice lather, and low pressure. And the Rasiert blades, the Gillette Rasiert, I don't know if I'm going to elevate them to my all-time favorite status that currently only Persona Super and the Wilkinson sword blades and the feather blades, the feather, what is it called? High stainless. Those 3 blades are at the top of my list. And another thing that I like about all of those 3 blades is that they don't have wax on the blade. They are just wrapped in clean wax paper, but no dab of anything on it. The Rasiert, they are sharp and all that, but they are kind of the sticky ones. So let's rinse off real quick. That was nice. That was a nice shave. I like Proraso Green. You know, maybe it is nothing special compared to some of the artisan products. Proraso Green is available on Amazon, you know, big seller everywhere. And I wouldn't be surprised if in Italy you can actually get it in a drugstore, you know. But I just like it. It feels good on my skin. The soap works really well. Here's now some Thayer's Witch Hazel. That is just my anti-ingrown hair treatment. It's a facial toner, calms the skin down, sucks it all back together. But my skin is super happy. I still have a little bit of some discolorations from my ingrown hair down here. I've been following all your guys' recommendations. The only thing that I haven't done is use alum because, I don't know, I'm just not a super big fan of it. But now, since this is evaporated already, we're going to put a little bit of Proraso Green aftershave here out of the 400 milliliter bottle. And smell good, like the scent. And then right over top of that, we're going to put some Proraso Green aftershave balm. Balsamo dopo bara refrescante. Exactly. Not that I speak Italian. I've been in Italy. You know, when I used to live in Germany, of course, I was much closer to Italy. You could head south in Germany from where I used to live. 6 hours later, I was near the Alps. And then you just have to drive through Austria for an hour and a half or two. And then you're already in Italy. So from my house to the border of Italy would only take me about 8 hours in a car. And in Germany, we have the Autobahn. So I was able to zip right down there, especially driving in the middle of the night, that kind of stuff. You can do those kind of things. Yeah, Lupo. Sorry, I should have just finished the shave with the original handle. Let's talk about this razor here one more time. It's a really well-made razor. It's all made in Ontario, Canada. CNC machine, 316L marine grade stainless steel. Blade exposure positive. Yeah, I can confirm that. That is true. And how much is it? I want to know how much it is. So you can buy a Lupo top cap only for 26 bucks. You can get the Open Comb Plus Bulldog handle. I think this is what that is. Let's see, is that the Bulldog handle? I am not sure. 70 bucks for a all stainless steel razor, three-piece variation, made in Canada. That isn't bad. $70, and this thing is heirloom quality. Really well made. I hope they keep records of their serial numbers. So 40 years from now, when other people start collecting RazoRock razors, we can find out when this was made. That would be great. Yeah, little on the spicy side. So 3 out of 5, I would say. Maybe 3.5 out of 5. Maybe I'm already so desensitized that even the most aggressive razors are not impressing me anymore. That's very possible. I haven't done any straight edge razor shaving. Actually, that's not true. 20 years ago, I've tried that with a shavette, but I haven't done it since. So maybe DE razors cannot scare me anymore. But the Lupo 127 Open Comb, that's probably another step up from this. So probably 3 to 3.5 on my scale. Alrighty, guys. I hope you enjoyed the shave today. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave some comments down below. Make some suggestions what I should look into next. Tell me what kind of comparisons you guys like. I would like to please and give you the content that you are looking for. And I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to, the thumbs up and the subscribe and all that stuff. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.